What's good YouTube? Today's video is about endgame broken Nyx build that will blow your mind and you will never look at Nyx ever like a frame that's gonna be collecting dust in your arsenal. Let's go! And as always, taking a friendly approach, starting with her kit. Passive. Enemies are 20% less accurate when targeting Nyx Prime, better than 100. But it's not so good passive. Hopefully one day they decide to rework it. The first ability called Mind Control. You control the mind of one of the enemies to fight for you, and you can increase its damage by attacking it. And it has an augment called the Mind Freak. Mind Control's augment. Control target inflicts plus 500% damage. It will start with 500% damage. Second ability called Psychic Bolts. You launch 6 bolts seeking enemies, lowering their defense. Meaning it will lower their armor. You start with 80% defense reduction. At 125% ability strength, you can totally 100% armor strip. It has an augment called Pissifying Bolts. You throw an additional 3 bolts at enemies, and those enemies who struck with the bolts are confused for 10 seconds. Third ability called Chaos. It's really simple, that makes all the enemies attacking each other, but if you get too close to them, they will notice you and they start attacking you. This ability have an augment called Chaos Sphere. The enemies entering the effect range will be inflicted with chaos, which they start getting confused and attacking each other. Similar to radiation, effect range lasts for 50% of the ability duration and shrinks over time. This is her like CC ability, confusing enemies around for her to stay alive. And now for her fourth ability, Absorb. Nyx will stand still, absorbing all the incoming damage as a buff for a specific duration. Right. Now, it will drain per second energy, but it will drain more for each enemy attacking you. You get that idea? Okay. During the time when you're absorbing damage, you are invulnerable. Nothing will kill you, nothing will knock you, nothing will happen to you. Simple as that. Now, it has an offensive buff to it. When the ability ends, you will increase your weapon damage for a specific buff duration based on an ability duration. Simple as that. So, standing still, absorbing damage. When the ability finish or you recast it, you're going to inflict all the absorbed damage and you're going to get a damage buff. This ability have 2 augments. One called Assimilate. Nyx can move at 50% speed while using Absorb, because when you use the fourth ability, you are not able to move. This augment gives you the ability to move and do attacks. You get the idea? Alright. Now, Singularity, Absorb Augment, create a ring every 3 seconds that drags in enemies at 15 meters. You can replace this one with Nautilus and you're good to go. Now let me show you her kit. Now I'm gonna make this guy fight for us with Mind Control, the first ability. Alright. Now, his damage is 500% as base. Okay. Now, if I want to boost that, what I do is the first 4 seconds I attack this guy. And I boost him, like look at that, 928. The more damage you do to it, the more it will inflict against this enemy. You see that? Boom, 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 boom. Now, the second ability will release the bolt. Now, depends on your ability strength. You want to run 125 so you can armor strip. As you can see, he's like a bit low, but he's not fully armor stripped. Look at that. You will not be able to strip him. Now remember, this is unmodded Nyx. Third ability, you will confuse this enemy. Okay, so they will start attacking each other. Even I release this guy, he will still attacking this guy. Simple as that. They will fight against each other. Fourth ability, thankfully he's attacking us. You will become at this stats until your energy depletes. As you can see, I collected 23,000. Now, there you go. He attacks me. I can't die, and I'm collecting all that damage. 23,000. Now I have 276% damage increase. There you go, on my weapons. Simple as that, and that's her kit. For the builds, and starting with the Archon shards. 2 Amber Archon shards for 50% casting speed, so we don't use natural talent. Now, for the other Archon shards, it depends what you want. If you're using a melee weapon, use Violet Archon shards. If you want to use a secondary weapon, you want to use either red or topaz Archon shards. That's totally up to you to increase the critical chance. And now for Nyx build mods. Here we go. I was showcasing without any mods, but for the new players, this is what you want to run. Cunning, Drift, Ability Range, Streamline, Equilibrium, Rolling Guard, Stretch, Continuity Flow, Assimilate for her fourth ability so you can move around and do attacks, Intensify for ability strength, Arcane Fury, Arcane Energize. Now, you want to use this aura Ready Steel if you're using Glaives, but you can switch that. If you're using a Sniper, use Dead Eye. If you want to switch between weapons, use Holster Amp. If you want to use Pistol, use Pistol Amp, Rifle Amp, Shotgun Amp, Steel charge if you're using a close range melee weapon, which you don't want to do that, as you're gonna be very slow at 50%, not good at all. Try to use either glaives or primary or secondary weapons. That's the best in slot. Arcane Fury, you can switch, it depends on the weapon you're using. Arcane Energize, you don't have it, you can farm Phosphor and try to get it from Sanctum, and so on. Now, moving to the Nyx No Helminth, you want to run almost the same build, but running a bit here and there for prime mods. Now, this build, you can use it and you're gonna be so powerful and so fine, and let me show you that. Okay, summoning 120 heavy corrupted, let's go, let's say Eximus units, alright? Let's go Eximus units. All you have to do is go right here and use the 4th ability and you're good to go. You will not die ever. There is nothing called you are dying, alright? It doesn't work. It doesn't bother you. You can stand still and you will not die at all until your energy ends. Okay, now you heard me saying energy ends, right? Now that will lead us to the next thing. Now if I stand still right here near an energy pool, I will be surviving forever, baby. They will not be able to kill me. It doesn't matter what they do, like ever. We can stay here for infinite time. But in missions, you don't have this energy thing, so we need to include some Helminth ability or something so. Okay, so let's go for the main build for today, which is the Nyx, baby. Alright, ready still, because I'm going to be using glaive, premature footed, the equilibrium to convert the energy to health and health to energy, but Arcane Energize doesn't care about equilibrium, so it will still trigger and replenish your energy. Stretch for ability range for our bolts and our chaos as well for the radius. Rolling guard in case of emergency. Streamline for ability efficiency, very important. Primed continuity for duration, primed throw for energy max, Umbral intensify, and assimilate, so you can move on the 4th ability. Now, the Helminth ability we're going to be using is Nourish instead of the first ability. Now, if you don't want Nourish, you can use, for example, Dispensary. You need something that gives you a lot of energy. The reason for that, as I showed you, so you never run out of Absorb. As long you are in Absorb, as long you're running Assimilate, you can attack enemies and you will not die. This makes Nyx the best tank in the whole game. Alright, it can beat even our boy Revenant. The difference between this and Revenant have, let's say, stacks of Mesmer Skin they can run out. If he is without energy, of course, he cannot recast them at all. Same thing goes here, but there is no stacks. You can be invulnerable forever, baby, like ever. Okay, all you need is a lot of energy pool and you're fine. Flow, Equilibrium, Arcane Energize, and the energy multiplier from Nourish. And it's not only that, as Nourish will proc viral on enemies, and because we're using glaive, leads to the glaive build that I'm going to be using, which is melee influence. Melee influence, electricity stats, 20% chance for elemental melee statue effect to apply on enemies within 20 meters. We're going to deliver to the enemies what? We're going to deliver for them electricity and blast and viral from Nourish, and then when electricity procs from melee influence, it will transfer to all those enemies on 20 meters to take control of that map. Now, how are you gonna do that exactly? You're gonna be having, like, armor stripping them with bolts, of course, casting Nourish all the time for energy multiplier, and proccing viral on your glaive for melee influence to work. Chaos to confuse those enemies around and like they start fighting each other. Absorb to stay alive and move around. And let me show you how that exactly works. But before that, let me show you Nautilus, baby. Nautilus, Cordon will pull enemies. Manifold will make sure you pull more enemies. Tarnishes Bond for critical damage. The rest of the mods here, you're familiar with their common mods. For the Volclock, baby, you're going to be running a full Vigilante armament set in case you're running a primary weapon. Okay, now, Unairu, if you want to armor strip some Acolyte that bothers you or something, but it is what it is. Okay. Let's summon the corrupted gunners, level 200. Let's see here, remove here, bada boom, and there you go. Okay, how we gonna do this exactly? Let's get some energy and using the 4th ability. Okay, there you go. We are moving now. You see the difference? Now we're moving because of the augment. We are a bit slow, but don't worry. Using now our Nourish. Okay, now remember, you can roll guard all the time. You see that? You can roll guard. You need to remember that Nautilus is with you, baby. He's invulnerable. He will not die. Now, we're gonna armor strip enemies, as you can see. Boom, 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 boom. Armor stripping enemies. 3rd ability, so they get confused and start attacking each others. Look at them. Look at that. Look at that, baby. Simple as that. Now comes our part to join the game, which is hitting them with glaive. Boom, boom, and they're gonna be dead, and you're gonna be invulnerable forever, baby. So you get the idea, right? So since you get it, let's go to Steel Path and show you how the exactly real gameplay goes. Here we are on Steel Path. Look at this. All those enemies attacking us, trying to kill us. They will not like kill us at all, and they will never succeed. Okay, now the moment we run out of energy, all we can do is roll guard, as I put it in the build, guys, for you. So you are invulnerable, so you can just go and collect energy and cast the fourth ability again. That's why you have 2 casting shards instead of natural talent to win like 1 mod slot in the build, and that's all you have to do. Nothing will kill you, baby. You can CC them using the 3rd ability, you can armor strip them with the 2nd ability, and the game goes on. Now, if you don't want to use Nourish and you don't want to move at all, you want the energy to keep constantly coming at you, all you have to do, remove Nourish and use the dispensary from Protea, and you can stand still right there in that room, right there, and go endurance run. I would say, yes, you can do that. If you're going, let's say, for like 5 hours survival, bring dispensary so you don't keep moving around, so you can AFK farming, actually. Alright, simple as that. Otherwise, dying is not an option with this build. That's why this is really broken, as the game is not intended to be played like this. Like, the game intended to, like, you fight the enemies, you move around, you take some damage and so on. Infinite survivability like this, invulnerable for unlimited time, like so, is really broken and really powerful and really good. Speaking of that, there is a Herculite should be spawning any second now. And here we go, we're gonna fight Malice, baby. Alright, let's go, Malice. Okay, we armored stripped Malice with our 2nd ability. And here he is, look at that. Doesn't matter what he do, it doesn't matter what he's capable of. When we run out of energy, then he have advantage on us. Otherwise, he doesn't stand a chance. Okay, simple as that. Always stay on your 4th ability. That's how important it is. Okay? That's why you need to choose running Nourish to DPS or running Dispensary to passively sit in a spot and farm. What? Nyx is the best tank. Say what? Nyx is the best tank. And by this we come to an end to our video. I want to say, guys, thank you so much for watching and thank you so much for all your support. We have Discord link on the description, and always remember to subscribe if you want to support this channel. Hit that like button and let me know in the comments below what you think about Nyx as a tank. And did you think she can reach this amazing power? Maybe you're maining her for a long time, but I finally figured an amazing, powerful build for her that blew my mind and yours. Big love, and I'll see you guys on the next time.